Hello everybody! Here are 5 photos from history porn on Reddit that I hope you find interesting. First up, a photo of Winston Churchill at El Alamein. This photo, taken on August 19, 1942, shows Prime Minister Winston Churchill surveying the landscape of El Alamein in North Africa. There were actually 2 separate battles of El Alamein, the first being fought in July of 1942, before this photo was taken, and the other being fought in October. The first Battle of El Alamein pitted the predominantly British Allied forces against the great German general Erwin Rommel, more commonly known as the Desert Fox. Although the battle ended in a tactical stalemate, the Allies did halt the Axis' march towards Alexandria, representing a strategic Allied victory. The second Battle of El Alamein ultimately resulted in a decisive Allied victory. Next up, the great Billie Holiday. Pictured here are the great American jazz vocalist Billie Holiday and her dog. This colorized photo was believed to be taken sometime in 1949. Her influential career lasted for more than 20 years during the early middle part of the 20th century. Although she eventually became addicted to alcohol and drugs such as heroin, which ultimately led to her death from cirrhosis of the liver in 1959, Billie Holiday will still be remembered for her unique voice and lasting impact on American music. Next up, 2 wonderful world leaders from the past. Pictured here are former Romanian President Nicolae Ceausescu and North Korean leader Kim Il-sung holding hands in 1978. While Kim Il-sung, the grandfather of current North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, lived a full life that included leading his country through the Korean War of the early 1950s, as well as a myriad of other fictitious accomplishments until his death in 1994 at the age of 82, Ceausescu was not so fortunate. Nicolae Ceausescu was executed on live television on Christmas Day 1989 following the Romanian Revolution that ousted his Communist Party. Now, let us take a stroll down memory lane. This remarkably clear photo, taken around the turn of the century, depicts 2 women along with numerous horse and buggies along Central Park, probably either along what is now Central Park West or Central Park East. In the early part of the 19th century, much of uptown Manhattan was largely unpopulated. However, following an influx of new immigrants, Central Park was commissioned to increase property values in the surrounding areas. Opened in 1857, Central Park is now the most frequently visited urban park in the United States. And finally, the man behind the name. This photo, believed to be taken in Boston in 1920, is of an Italian immigrant and con artist who was later convicted of fraud. His scheme consisted of convincing people to make large initial investments with the promise of obscene profit margins of return later. These profit margins for his original investors were paid using the larger investments from newer investors, and so on. This went on until the house of cards collapsed, leaving the newer investors broke and the con artist off with the excess money. His name was Charles Ponzi. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.